is it? A line with some funny things on it.
What are the funny things?
Numbers.
What's wrong with those numbers?
3, 4.
Yes. Yes.
There's not 1 and 2. 7.
There's not 1 and 2. Shall we put in 1 and 2? Is that okay?
No.
What's wrong with it?
We need the 1. We need the half.
Better?
2.
And what else do we need? 1. We need a 1. Okay.
What if we happen to have...
Okay, good. Now, what we're going to do, or what you're going to do, is you're going to have someone who is dancing on this number line. Who? Give a name to your dancer.
Mushroom?
Mushroom is a possible name. What's another possible name? Need another name. Mushroom is one possibility. Any other names? A name for a dancer. A name for a dancer. What is it again? Dancerine.
Dancerine.
Okay, so dancerine or mushroom. Any other possible names?
We can have 2 dancers.
We could. Let's start with dancerine.
And you have to guess why one of the dancers is called Mushroom. There's a prize for the right answer.
Okay, where would you like the dancer to stand to start with?
Pardon?
What?
Pardon.
Yes, where would you like the dancer to stand on one of these numbers or where?
What's the best number here?
Of all these numbers, what number should dancerine stand on to start? Any number you'd like.
Dancerine has long hair and a big nose, and she has a huge skirt, which is why she's sometimes called Mushroom. And she stands on one foot, and the other foot sticks out like that.
Was 4 the number chosen to stand on?
I chose 4.
You chose 4. Okay. What direction, Marina, what direction should Mushroom face in? That way or that way? That way. Okay.
Her nose goes on the other
Her
side.
head has suddenly turned around. Oops. This is the hardest part. She's not dancing, she's marching.
There.
Okay. Now, the next
She's
question
spinning
is,
very fast.
how many steps should she take that way?
3.
3 steps that way. Now, before she starts, she's standing on 4. Is she standing on 4? Standing on 4?
Is that 4 she's standing
Take a
on?
look.
Can you see?
I think Ellen, come over here so
Yeah.
Lucas can see. Standing on 4, taking 3 steps that way. Before she moves, guess where she's going to end up.
7.
7 was one guess. That's right, the guess is over there.
6.
Good. The guesses are 6, 7 other guesses. What's your guess?
8.
It can be anything, it can be wild.
We
7, another guess for 7? What do you think?
7.
7, goodness.
Well, that's because they
Strange.
stopped
What
at
do you
7.
7.
And?
7.
7? You sure it's not 6?
14.
What do you think? What?
10.
10. Oh, good. 10. 6, 7, 8, a 10?
No, we have a whole 6, 7, 8, 10.
10. Any other guesses for where she's going to end up? She's going to take 3 steps that way, starting at 4. And the guesses are 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 8, 7, 10, 7.
I think 7.
Oh, you changed your guess. That's the power of the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a book about that.
You're sure, Marina? You're really sure? Oh, good. Okay. Tell us what to do. Let her start moving. Where does her first step land her? 5.
Foot comes down. 5.
Second step?
6.
You're sure?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. My skeptical look isn't working today. And the 7th step, the next step gets her to 9, right?
7.
And it has one more step to take, and she lands on 10, right? Yes? Yes, 10?
Yeah.
She's taken 2 steps. She's landed on 6. One more step, and she lands on... Oh. 7. Okay.
She can't land on 10? No. She looks so good standing on 10. You know, like a ballerina. No, okay. She lands on 7.
10 it is. I mean, 7 it is. Well, I think you're absolutely right. I want her to stand starting somewhere else. Anywhere you'd like. It doesn't have to be any of the numbers that are on here. Where would you like, Rebecca? Where would you like her to start? 17. And in which direction would you like her to move?
18.
No, your guess, your turn.
Anymore.
Which way? That way or that way? Thank you very much. She's going to stand on 17 and walk that way. Should she walk or should she hop? Hop? How many steps each time?
2.
I heard 2,
3.
3. Do I hear 7?
7.
Actually, the 3 was the loudest I heard. She's going to hop a number of times, and each time she hops, it'll be 3 steps worth. So, she's going to, the hops are 3 steps long. Hops are 3 steps long. How many hops?
5.
Marina, how many hops? 1 hop? How many?
8.
Okay. Is that all right with you? 8 hops of 3 steps each, starting at 17 and going that way. How are you doing with that? Do you have an answer? Where is she going to end up? Take a guess about where she ends up. It can be a wild guess. Theo, where do you think she's going to land? She starts at 17. She takes 8 hops of 3 steps each that way. Take a wild guess.
I think it's negative something.
You think it's
I'm suspecting.
you think it's a negative number? Ah, a negative number. So, which negative number? Anybody? Which negative? Yes, Rebecca. Oh, you're cheating. You're counting. I want a wild guess. Just a wild guess. What do you think? Has to be pretty wild.
9.
9, negative 9. So the guess is she's going to land, maybe we should write down 8 hops of 3 steps.
So we have 5 so far.
Let's write down it's going to be 8 hops of 3 steps each. 8 hops. This is hard. Anybody out there have an answer? If so, don't tell us. I'm just checking. Have an answer. That's all right. Okay. 8 hops, 3 steps each, and the guess is negative, thanks to Theo, 9, thanks to you. Negative 9.
But I have a little difficulty here.
Which is?
I can go 5 to 4 to 3 to 2, and that's 3 steps.
Yep.
And then I can go from 2 to 1 to 0, but that's just 2 steps.
Where does she land? Where does her 3rd step of this next hop land her? She's made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hops. The 6th hop starts on 2. Where does it land? Wait, Rebecca, somebody else? Where?
Negative
Pretty
1?
good.
Do we think?
Negative 1. Can I just count? 1, 2. You're right. That's where the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th hop lands on negative 1.
This is the great advantage of living where it gets cold in the wintertime. Because children who live in Florida, for example, don't believe that negative numbers exist.
Okay, where does the next hop land? Negative 4? Negative 4, yes? What do you think?
Negative 4.
Negative 4, okay. You're good at this, my gosh. That's the 7th hop?
How many hops do we need?
We need a total of 8.
Phew!
Where does the 8th hop land her? Yes?
Negative 7.
Negative what?
7. Negative 7.
Wow.
1.
Stick with your first guess. That's really good. Negative 5, negative 6, negative 7. How close the guess of negative 9 was. That's really good.
And how much smaller the spaces have gotten.
8 hops of 3 steps each took her to negative 7. Really good. Amazing. Okay. She's standing on negative 7. Which way do you want her to?
No, she's standing on 7.
Oh, you're quite right. She was standing on 17. Close your eyes for a minute. Where is she? You can open your eyes.
But she doesn't have hair.
Oh.
Well, it was, she traveled so fast her hair blew off. But she's still smiling.
Oh, good.
Yes.
And she still has 2 eyes.
She has 2 eyes and she's smiling.
2 arms, no ears, but that's okay.
I don't do ears.
She's standing on negative 7. Which way should she go this time? That way or that way? That, thank you. You see the trouble we would get into. Okay, she's going to go to the right. How many steps at each hop?
10.
10. Is this going to be hard or easy with 10 hops, 10 steps at each hop?
No, 17.
Oh, too hard. Too hard. We'll do it later. 10 steps at each hop. How many hops?
3.
Yes.
10. Oh, 6.
6. This side gets to choose the hops. 6 hops. Standing, she starts on negative 17. Do you cross
Negative
your sevens?
negative 7, thank you.
I'm sorry, negative 7. Do you cross your sevens or not? Yes? On the whole, yes. Okay. What's your guess? Don't calculate. What's your guess about where she ends up? Anybody guess? Anybody guess? What's your guess? You gotta say it.
I don't know.
I don't know either. So you and I have the same guess. Exactly the same guess. Yes?
I think it's gonna be 15, 16, or 17.
That sounds rightish, yeah. Guess of 15, 16, 17 ish.
Ish.
Right. What was your guess?
Negative 100.
Negative 100. Great guess. Negative 100. Negative 100.
I won't have negative 100. She's going to go in that
Well, then
direction.
she may go all the way around the world and come back down there. I don't know. If we were clock hopping, she could go around and come back where she started or before it. Any other guesses about where she's? Yes, you were about to guess. 10 steps at each
She's
hop,
here.
6 hops, and she's starting on negative 7. She's going that way.
This is very hard.
17.
17 is a good guess. Okay, 17. That's another one of those 17s. Okay. By the way, before we actually do it, 10 steps each time. Huge. That's not a hop. I mean, that's a leap. 10 steps
But
each
you can
time.
see she's a ballet dancer.
Well, true.
So she just flies.
I think we should get rid of her previous hops, if you have an eraser. So, okay, 10 steps each hop, 6 hops. You're allowed to make a new guess, Rebecca.
Would it be like 10 and 6?
Would it be like 10 times 6? Would it be like 10 times 6? I think it would be like it.
Just like that, it would be 52.
Yeah, that's interesting. Would it be like 10 times 6? 10 steps at each hop, 6 hops. What is 10 times 6?
60.
How much?
60.
It's very good. Wow. Is that right? 10 times 6? 60? Or kind of 60?
No.
No. What is it? What?
6 times 10.
You're right. 10 times 6 is exactly the same as 6 times 10. I agree with you. But how much is 6 times 10?
60.
Oh! Sorry, 16 or 60? 60. My
60.
goodness.
Okay, this is a long way to
We
go.
seem to have fallen into a camp of mathematicians. Yes, Rebecca.
We needed to do 60 minus 7 because she's in.
Oh, whoa, she's at negative 7. We need 7 more steps to get.
Pretty nice. You're saying it's going to be 60 steps altogether, starting at negative 7. So really, it's going to be 60. Take away that
No.
7.
No, if we're going this direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 60. It's negative 7 plus
It's going to
60.
take 7 to get us to 0.
So-
I'm confused. Help me. I'm standing here. I have to turn around to get going to the higher numbers. That I understand. But if I'm at minus 7, how far do I have to go to get to 0? Will 7 do it?
7. Yep. 7 gets you to 0.
7 gets to 0. Can I make a big jump and go to 0?
Yeah.
Is that okay with you guys? We'll go to 0. I'm getting a little cold down here in the negatives.
That's not one of her hops, by the way. That's only part of her hop.
Yeah. I'm just going to move her up to here.
But she's still in the air. She's still flying because she hasn't finished her first
But she's
big
smiling
hop. Oh, she's smiling, yes.
because she is in the positive numbers, at least getting close to them.
Where actually, at the end of her first 10-step hop does she land? At 0, she's come 7 of her 10 steps. Where does she land at the end of her first big 10-step hop? That's an interesting answer. 7 plus 2 is 10. Right. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
There's a,
Oh, 3. Which are 2 or 3?
Like if she takes a step of 10, she would go to 10.
She has 7, and she got to 0.
And we have 3 more steps left in her first big hop.
Okay, so she would land in
3.
Maybe she'd land on
What do
3.
you think? Anybody? Yeah, Thea. 3?
Yeah.
Maria?
Yes. I don't know, but I just think it must be cold down there.
I think it is. That's why she's running so fast to get out of the cold. She only has a ballet skirt on.
Well, no, I'm giving her a warm coat.
Oh, good. Should she have mittens?
You can't tell if she has mittens on because she doesn't have any fingers.
Oh, true. Okay. Everybody agree or not that after the first hop of 10 steps, she lands at 7 plus, what did you say, 3? Lands at 3. So that's the first huge hop. First hop of 10. First of the 6 hops. She's got, how many hops left to do? Oh, somebody, who else? How many hops left after the first one? 5. 5 left to do. Yeah, 6 minus 1 is 5.
5 hops of 10.
5 hops of 10. Standing on 3.
I object.
I think I know why you object. Well, how many steps altogether is that going to be? 10 hops. Sorry, 5 hops with 10 steps in each. Let me write that down. 5 hops left and 10 steps in each. Did we have our guesses written down? 15, 16, 17-ish, minus 100, and like 10 times 6. Oh, what is 10 times 6?
10 times 60.
60.
60,
So
yes.
it's like 60. Okay. Okay. How's negative 100 looking as a possible answer for where she ends up? How's it looking? Pretty good? Don't look at me that way. I'm not insane. It was Marina's suggestion. Why couldn't she end up at minus 100?
Because she's going down.
Oh.
It does make a difference.
Well, that's a good reason.
You can tell by her nose. She has a very noticeable nose.
Well, true.
So you know which way she's going.
So minus 100 is a very interesting answer. Do you do this also in your funny country? You put a question mark in front as well as after? Or is that only in...
No.
No, that's only Spanish? Okay. What do you put in front of a question? Nothing. 0.
Very sensible.
Okay. So here we are. She's standing, she's gotten all the way to 3. She's exhausted. She wants to know where she's going to land. She's got 5 more hops of 10 steps each. How many more steps does she have altogether? She's got 10 steps in each hop. 5 hops. Take a guess about how many steps.
This needs some serious multiplying. I
You
think
can you can make a wild
we're going to
guess.
go. We're going. No. We're going to go to the ladies here because
Okay.
they know. You can tell by their wise faces.
What do you think? 5 hops with 10 steps in each. How many steps is that altogether?
We've got 5 tens
5 tens.
or 10 5.
Did you say 50?
I'm hearing little noises.
It sounded right. Say it again. Say it again. You're saying it. Just say it a bit louder.
50? Yes.
Absolutely. 50 more steps. You've made a very hard problem much simpler. 50 more steps, starting at 3. 50 more steps, starting at 3.
Okay, now we do a deep breath and we say, this is a new problem.
You're right. You're
If
absolutely
you
right.
got 5 tens, how much do you have? You count by tens? Count by tens? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I love counting by tens. You get to the end so quickly.
So if she's now on 3 and she's taking 50 more steps that way on what, 60? 53.
53. And if she lands on 53, she is probably across the street. But she may have fallen down because the street is down.
It's kind of like 60. That's an awfully good estimate. You're just a few short. How many short of 60 was it? It wasn't 60. It turned out to be 53. She lands on 53. Lands on 53, which is very close to 60. How close? It's one away from 60. Is that right? Nobody believes me. 53.
Is that very close to 60?
Is that a hand?
Yes.
How close is 53 to 60? It's 7 away. Right. Great. So yes, so that 60 was a great guess, and we've got her. She's exhausted by now. She's gone from -7, 6 hops of 10 steps each, and she's landed on 53. That is fantastic work, everybody. Fantastic. She's exhausted.
People chose really nasty numbers.
Yes, yes. You want to try a different game? Want to play a different game? Okay, different game. Different game. I would say wipe out the number. Leave Dancerine or Mushroom. Oh, what did her name turn out to be? Was it Mushroom or Dancerine?
Dancer mushroom.
How about Mushroom Dancerine? Mushroom was the first one.
Dance a mushroom.
Dance a mushroom.
Dance a mush.
Dance a mush.
Dance a mush.
Dance a mush is in outer space. Okay. New game looks, or at least it starts out the same, but looking very much the same. Looking even more the same, except my line is a little longer and my spaces are a little bigger. I'm going to draw in all the numbers starting with 1. Starting with 1, is it okay so far? Have I done it all right? 1, 2, I'm stopping at 5, but I'll go on if you'd like. I've put in all the numbers from 1 on. All the numbers. Have I left out any numbers here? What do you think? Have I left out, starting at 1 and going up to 5, have I put in all the numbers that there are? What do you think? It's a strange question, so you can give a strange answer. Is there a number?
Are you saying that there are numbers between 1 and 2?
Oh my gosh. Am I? There are? What's between 1 and 2?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I just know you forgot to put half.
Oh!
I don't know, but you forgot to put halves. What an interesting answer. Okay, so I should put something halfway between 1 and 2. What is the number halfway between 1 and 2?
I don't know, but I know how to write.
That's great. All you have to do is make up a name for it. Make up a name for the number which is halfway between 1 and 2. Any suggestions here for a number between halfway between 1 and 2?
It already has a name.
Don't tell us yet. Yes. Is that a hand or just fixing your hair?
1.5.
Yeah, and a half.
1.5. Is that the name you had in mind? 1.5. Is that okay?
We also have one and a 4.
Oh.
Before a half.
Wait a minute. You're going too fast for me.
Very crowded.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Okay,
minute.
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put in, that's not the middle.
No, it's not. But nor was that.
So we have 1/2.
But they wanted 1.5.
Okay, and then we have 1 1/4.
My gosh.
And
Wait, hold on.
Well,
There
but
are,
it's,
there are two numbers between 1 and 2?
look. It's got to be symmetrical, right? You couldn't have lots in there and nobody there. It's not fair.
What's that thing called?
3/4.
1 and
3/4. So it turns out that just between 1 and 2, there are 3 other numbers: 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 1 3/4. Does this make sense? Or is this absolutely ridiculous? Don't say it yet, Rebecca. Don't say it yet. I know exactly what's on your mind, and it begins with 0. I'll put in 0. Now, that's a relief. Oh, that's off your mind. Anything else between 1 and 2 beside those 3 numbers? What do you think? Any other number in there? Is there any other number between 1 and 2 beside, right plunk in the middle, 1 1/2, and then between 1 and 1 1/2, 1 1/4, and between 1 1/2 and 2, 1 2 3/4? Is there any other number in there? What do you think? What do you think, Theo?
Can you get smaller pieces?
Right, I think it has, but I don't remember.
Great. That's great. A very honest answer. You think there probably are some things in there, but what they are, what they're called.
When I was
who
at
knows?
school, I had a very rich friend who had a very silly mother. And she had a birthday party every month. How many birthdays a year does she get? 12 birthdays a year. So we can take this and we can divide it up into quarters, 1/4 and 2/4 and 3/4.
Oh, you said 2/4 here.
Yeah, it's 2/4.
Oh, I never realized that. You mean 1 1/2 is the same as 1 2/4?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
think of sandwiches. Have you ever had a sandwich?
Oh, could you make a sandwich? Maybe over to the left of mushroom?
I have to ask.
I've
what
got a
kind of
question. I've got a
sandwich?
question about your sandwich. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of you. What if one day you invite some friends over, 7 friends? So there's you and your 7 friends. And your mother makes a wonderful sandwich for you, for all of you.
Wait a sec. That's not a wonderful sandwich for all of them.
Well, it's made of chalk and blackboard, so it's not going to taste very wonderful. And she wants to cut it up fairly, so that each of you, you and your 7 friends, each get the same amount. How many parts should she cut the sandwich into? Wait a second, Rebecca. 10, because you have 7 friends, you and your 7 friends, and your hungry dog, and your cat, and your mother. Make 10.
I don't have a dog already.
Oh, so that brings it down
We'll
to.
have to do the whole thing all over.
If it's just for you and your 7 friends, you and your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8. 8 people. If there's just 8 people who are going to be sharing, that is the weird word, which means people, and even weirder handwriting. There are 8 people having this sandwich. How should it be cut up so that each of the people gets an equal part? Any suggestions? This is hard.
In
8 pieces, good.
I think it better be 8 pieces or there's going to be fighting.
Yeah.
And it's not a good party if there's fighting.
How do you cut a sandwich up into 8 equal pieces? This is the knife. It's a very soft knife. Think of those boxes.
Mm. Mm-hmm. You need this.
Pretty
I'd
nice.
say that's pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
I don't want this one though.
No. Marina gets this one, but the dog she doesn't have gets that one. So yeah, there's a way of cutting up a sandwich into 8 equal pieces. Each piece, this is a weird question. Each piece is how much of the sandwich?
Yeah.
Make up a name for how much. Yes,
Yeah.
Rebecca. 1/8. You mean 1/8. Because if you take 1/8 and 1/8 and 1/8 and 1/8, and 1/8 and 1/8 and 1/8 and 1/8, how much of a, yeah?
Or you could do 2/4.
Whoa.
Okay. So 1/8 and 1/8 is 1/4, and 1/8 and 1/8 is 2/4, and 1/8 and 1/8 is 3/4, and then the last 2/8 make the whole thing. So yes, you could have divided, you could have cut up the sandwich into 8 pretty much equal pieces, each of which is called an eighth. It's written this way, 1/8. The 1 on the top shows how much of the sandwich it is, and the 8 on the bottom says how many pieces there are
And the
altogether.
slashing thing shows you cut it into pieces.
Of course. So look, I think you may be blocking the view a little bit.
Transparent.
Where should I put in 1/8? Between 1 and 2, where should 1 and 1/8 go? Just tell me when to stop moving my finger, okay? I want to know where 1 and 1/8 is. Say when to stop. Stop.
Nobody can
Help!
Nobody can see where you are. You can see.
I'm going to start again.
You have to shout.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to draw this bigger. Here's 1. Here's 2. Oh, well, because it was just one
Look,
sandwich.
comes.
Yeah, because it was one sandwich, instead of going between 1 and 2, I want to cut up the sandwich, the whole sandwich, into equal parts. 1/2, 1/4, 3/4. Now, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, and all of you, tell me where 1/8 goes. Just, I'll start again. Huh? Anybody agree? 1/8 goes there? You agree? Two agree. 2 agreements. Any questions? Is 1/8 smaller than 1/4?
Yes.
That's always easy to figure out. Would you rather have a half a sandwich or a quarter of a sandwich? And you say,
Well, what if it's a sandwich you don't like?
if it's a sandwich you don't like, you want an eighth, yes. If it's tuna fish,
So, you know, this is pretty good. I'm not sure you all agree, however. What do you think about this? Do you think 1/8 fits in here? The suggestion was that 1/8 goes in here.
Do you think it's between
0,
0 and a quarter?
Well, I think it has the 1/6 and then 1/8 behind. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, yeah, a sixth could be a useful
that's a
thing to have.
great idea. I promise we'll get to sixths. I hadn't expected sixths to come up, but that's a great idea. Before we get to sixth, do other people feel that 1/8 fits in between
I'll just squish it.
0 and 1/4? Somewhere in here? What do you think? Positive shrugs, which look like this. Okay.
Yes, but we need a letter space for 1/6.
1/8. Weird question. Is there anything between 0 and 1/8?
Yes.
Anything midway, halfway between 0 and 1/8?
6.
What do you say?
1/6.
1/6 is a nice idea. 1/6. Why? Why do you think 1/6? What do you think? A number between 0 and 1/8. Do you think there's a number in between 0 and 1/8? Or is it just empty space?
No, I think it has.
Wait, 1 second. Your friends are going to come first. What do you think? Between 0 and 1/8?
I'm going to do an enlargement of the picture.
Okay, good.
So there's 0, and here is 1/8.
Oh, good. So it's a big empty
Is there-
space.
Anything in there between 0 and an 8?
What do you think? Between 0 and 1/8.
Numbers in there or no numbers in there?
This is the last, if there is a number in there, it's the last little number, ouch. It's the last little number in there, if there is one. A number, and Theo suggests 1/6. 1/6 between 0 and 1/8.
Well, what's halfway between 0 and a quarter? Ah, there's a silly question.
Here's halfway between 0 and a quarter. Yes, Rebecca, what was halfway, did it turn out, between 0 and a quarter?
Like in between 0 and 1/8, actually it's 1/9, and after the 1/8 is 1/6.
Okay,
Oh.
the 1/6 is going to come after the 1/8, but the 1/9 will come in before it. Why 1/9?
Because let's say that we had a sandwich, but for 9 people, it would be smaller.
It would be even smaller.
That's an important fact. More people means less sandwich.
Nice
Yeah.
idea.
That's
idea.
That's a good lesson. Remember that. You over there, you remember that? More people means less sandwich.
Even if you don't have a dog or a cat. Well, listen, this is a great point to stop on this. I wonder about, I think Rebecca's right that a 9th comes before 1/8. I'm not sure it comes absolutely middle between 0 and 1/8, but it might. I think the 1/6, Theo's 1/6, does come after. These are great. And maybe tomorrow we can figure out where precisely they fit. I want to do a function machine, and I want to do an easier machine than yesterday. I don't want to do a hard machine. Do you want to do function machines? How many people want to do function machines? Do I have any other votes for or against function machines? Okay. Actually, Ellen, do you have a function machine?
Do you want a hard machine or an easy machine?
Easier than yesterday.
Easier than yesterday.
Good.
Yeah.
That was hideous yesterday.
I never figured it out.
This is a function machine on wheels.
Yeah, in case we have to leave.
Oh.
It's a truck.
It's a truck. It's a function truck.
It's not a function snail like yesterday.
No,
Okay.
that's why it was so hard yesterday, because it was really slow.
Of course.
Now that's the machine, and it has a driver.
The driver is Mushroom's father.
I'm afraid so. And it has a rule.
Is Mushroom's father Mush House?
But on top of where the rule is, there's a big sign that says rule, so you can't figure out
Oh, good.
what the rule is.
Where do the numbers go in?
Oh, the numbers go in at the top, always.
Okay.
And the numbers come out at the bottom. And here are the ins, and here are the outs. And now I have to think of one. This is going to be hard for all you grown-ups. We have to think of a suitable function machine for children and for grown-ups.
And for Mushroom.
So I might do the square root of 97 plus
The input.
pi.
Okay.
I don't do that.
No, okay. No.
Okay, I got one.
You got one?
Mm-hmm.
Inputs. Put something into Ellen's machine. Rebecca. 7 goes in, 22 comes out. Yes, another input. Thea. 13. Well, guess what comes out before she puts it up.
7 plus 13.
So 20? Guess is 20.
Guess is 20.
13 goes in.
I've forgotten my machine.
Was it 3 times the input plus 1?
I think 3 times the input plus 1.
Is that it? Hardish, but okay.
This is very hard arithmetic.
But that's hideously hard.
Yes?
Yes.
Guess it quickly before the numbers get any bigger.
Rebecca.
37. I mean, like, the difference is 37.
Yeah.
The difference is
In goes a 7, out comes a 22. So that's,
15.
in goes a 13, out comes a 40.
That's what, 27?
Wait a second.
Oh, Ellen, it's too hard.
This is, I can't do this.
It's too hard. It's too hard.
I know it's
Wait, what?
Is it 15? Yeah, the difference. Can we put infinite in?
Yes, we can put infinity in, and we get an enormous explosion. Okay,
You just blew up the machine.
it's still a function machine, but it has got a simpler rule, which I think I can remember, and no putting in any horrible numbers, just friendly numbers. 7 is on the verge of horrible, but I'm willing to do it. In goes a 7, out comes a 12.
Put a number in. Put a number in. Yes.
4?
Good.
4 sounds good to me.
Oh, how interesting.
Is it 5?
Put a number in.
What?
That's a great number
No,
to...
I know. -4.
Okay.
-4 goes in.
You're going to be very surprised at what comes out. What comes out?
What do you think comes out?
-1?
Close. Good idea.
I know.
What?
No, 1, 0.
Among the three of you who have the right answer, It's either 1 or 0 or -1. What is it? It turned out to be 1.
It's 1.
Yes, what's the rule?
5 plus 5.
Plus 5. That was it.
Terrific.
That was it. It was a plus 5.
Terrific.
You knew it? Yeah. Great.
What's the time? How are we doing for time?
I don't tell time very well. It's 6:30.
Well, there we are. We end on a high note. Fantastic, everybody. Fantastic.